Coach, finally another stop on the trail for you, the coaching trail. It's been a long one for you, going all the way back to your days at UConn. Let's just go backtrack for yourself a little bit to kind of fill in your background. You've kind of done a little bit of everything on the gridiron. Just how has this career been for you? Is this how you get from point A to point B?
Well, in this profession, you never know. Sometimes it takes some interesting paths, and I'm very excited to be here. It's a job that Coach and I talked about last year when it had opened, but I chose to go to Boston College in a quality control role, which was a great experience for me, and learned a lot, and it's made me a better coach because of it. But I've just had the experience to be around some great coaches, work for some great head coaches, great programs with a lot of quality young men, and it's been a great experience. And so I'm looking forward to take these experiences here at Edinboro that I've had in the past and make our program a championship program this year.
A lot of your experiences have been on the Division I level. You referenced the Boston College position last year. You have you had Columbia, you were there for a long time, Georgetown a few years, I believe Holy Cross is even in on there as well, so you have some Patriot League experience as well. Just talk about the difference between Division I and Division II. I mean, football, X's and O's will still be the same, but I'm sure there's a little bit of a difference between the levels.
It sure will. It's very, very important that at this level, finding out quickly or being here in a week, that you don't have all the bells and whistles that Division I teams have, obviously for number one reason is budget purposes. So that's fine. Coaching is coaching. You're still playing with all the same people on the field and same dimensions. I think the biggest thing from a coaching standpoint here at this level is really clearly only being able to be efficient with what you do. You don't have so much help, so you've really got to be more prepping and also doing all the work too on the other end of it, as opposed to kind of a Division I school. You have the GAs to do the prep work for you, and then you kind of get it on the tape. So there'll be a lot of preparation work, which is good because you actually get to see more tape and more things in that regard. But it's really just the bells and whistles and the budgets, obviously the money and stuff. So it is what it is. But like I said, it's great to be back on the field coaching. I'm excited about it. And it seems like we have a great group of young men to work with, so I'm real thrilled about it.
Before you got into coaching, you were a UConn Husky, played quarterback for UConn, and then eventually coached at the alma mater somewhere down the line. How much do you take away from your playing days that go into your coaching days? I mean, number one, was coaching your goal coming out of college? And if it was, then how much do you rely back onto your playing days when you're coaching?
Well, when I first went to college, I wanted to go into law school. And after about a semester of that, I realized that was not it. And the great thing, I had a really good experience playing at UConn. I had some great coaches, played with some of my great best friends and great players. And really the coaches, I always thought I kind of wanted to be a coach. My uncle was a high school coach in town. I played for him. And I always loved the sport, loved the passion about it. But I really thought that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to coach. But then as my college career went on, loved the game, loved the college game. So I really, and like I said, I had great influences in college, and my coaches were great. Great thing about them, it was tough coaching, it was honest coaching, they were honest with you, they were great guys, you could relate to them. And so it meant a lot to me to be able to do that. And then about my junior year in college, I really decided that's what I wanted to do, and then I started to get in the college level of coaching.
So now you mentioned that you and Coach Browning talked about this position last year. How far did that go along? Was there a formal interview, and then starting back up when the position opened in mid-February this year, when did you get back in the pool again?
Yeah, we did talk about an interview last year, and the timing of it. I know, when the coordinator left last year, and the timing in the summer, I had kind of already decided that I was going to go to BC in the quality control role. So I, from that standpoint, so it kind of ended right there. All fall, I kind of thought about the position. Kind of, did I make the right decision? Kind of always thinking maybe I should have at least, gone on the interview and saw what happened. Don't know if I would have gotten the job, but at least see. If I should have went that far, but my experience at BC was tremendous. So, like I said, I'm a better coach because of it. Learned a lot of really, really great stuff, and so from that standpoint, it was kind of a situation where I kind of certainly in the fall look back thinking, if I maybe should have at least taken the interview, and if I got the job, been there last year.
What is your experience with Coach Browning? Do you know him from past coaching stops, or was that last year when you saw the opening the first time?
Yeah, it was last year, the opening, and then I know several people that know him, and then I know several people who have had coaches that have worked for him. So I've got a pretty, I had a pretty good background on coach.
So the position opened after Mike Miller left from 1 year here to head back to the NFL. So the position opened mid to late February. Coach told me he made his decision right after the Super Bowl, basically. So when you heard the opening was here, what was the step-by-step process to get you here right now?
Well, I just got in contact with Coach and just let him know that I would certainly have a really strong interest in the position and certainly interviewing. At that point, back in February, I believe it was. So, yeah, I was certainly, right when I saw it, I got in contact that day and let Coach Browning know that I would be interested in the job and certainly, see where it goes, see what kind of candidates he had. And obviously, he had to make the decision of the best candidate that would fit. But I was certainly interested right when I saw that in February.
So, as an outsider coming into this program, this team is young, but then experienced at some positions, and the offense is extremely in flux right now.
Yeah.
So just being here for, as you said, 7 to 8 days, really, just what are your initial thoughts to the Fighting Scots football team, specifically your offensive unit?
Well, I think, specifically on offense, I'm excited about it. I really do. I think just talking to Coach and what he wants to get back to with the toughness of the program and getting back to some fundamental basics of football and the way the game was kind of originally played. Relying on toughness, discipline, those kind of things. I think those are things that I really can relate to. I believe in that coming from Boston College and what we did at Columbia and UConn. Those are tough, hard-nosed programs. So I really feel good about that, and looking forward to getting the ball to our playmakers and doing what our kids can do, whether it's up front, quarterback. But whatever those are the two main ingredients right now: finding the consistent quarterback, and obviously the 5 guys up front who give us the best chance to win. And then once we do that, we have plenty of playmakers. We have running backs, we have skill receivers, tight ends. I'm not worried about those guys. We'll get them the football.
I know you can't go too much into specifics, but philosophy-wise, what would you like to do with this team? I know the quarterback position is looking to be a competition for right now, especially with the new coach and yourself coming in. But last year, statistically, Edinboro was the worst rushing team in the conference, averaged less than 64 yards per game on the ground. So philosophy-wise, what are you looking at for this team?
We're definitely this spring emphasizing the run. There's no secret. We need to get back, and we didn't rush the ball well last year. A lot of minus yardage plays, which is an astronomical amount. Noticing the stats from last year, so we're really going to do a good job of protecting the football, not taking sacks, and obviously running the football. So that's a demeanor. Just getting in the mindset of coming off the ball, being physical, being hard-nosed, getting our backs to run downhill, and then everything else can kind of stem off that. Play action pass down the field, controlling the tempo of the game, limiting turnovers. So if we're able to do those things by running the football and playing tough physical football, I think everything else will take care of itself with the things that we need to do as far as getting the ball to our playmakers.
Last one, Coach. The offensive coordinator position has been a little bit of a revolving door lately here at Edinboro. As you mentioned yourself earlier on in coaching, it kind of is like that, and your resume will show it. It's probably pages and pages long. What could you do to bring stability to this program? I know you've had longer stints at places and shorter stints, just like Boston College and some other places. So what would you like to do to yourself bring stability to this program, and maybe that can actually make this offensive successful by having a successful coordinator here for a few years?
Yeah, obviously, that's a tough question. It's a fair question, but it's a tough question just because you don't know what opportunities, lay behind door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. So you don't, anything in that regard. But all you want to do is I want to be able to do is lay a foundation where these kids understand that this game is played from the ground up. It's played with a physical nature, physical demeanor. You got to be held accountable. You got to hold your teammates accountable. And if we can do that, if we can do the little things I talked about, then the big things will take care of themselves with the kind of players we have at the skill positions. If we get good offensive line play and good quarterback play, I really think if we get those positions to play well, we'll be in really good shape. And then hopefully, you have the success. And if everybody has success, obviously it's a great environment. You want to be here. It seems like it's a great community. Everybody's been very, very friendly. So I'm looking forward to getting out and once we kind of get through spring ball here in another couple weeks, getting to know a lot of people and see a lot of people, see the area. But so far it's been a good experience, and I'm looking forward to getting to know and see a lot of people.